This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is presented by Jet Home Loans. And now, every plump turkey's worst nightmare, J.P. Shadrick.
It's a bad week for the turkeys, and welcome in. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. A group of turkeys here, too. J.P. Shadrick, and coming up, it's Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. The stretch run is starting. Yes, 7 games to go, and the Jaguars at 3-7 trying to finish as strong as they can. Still talking playoffs in the locker room today, by the way. The Fanatics fan questions, plenty of those on Twitter earlier today. We'll go around the National Football League and hear plenty of calls from the weekend that was. Let's get right to the boys today. Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli joining us. Pete down in South Florida, Tony to my left and your right on the screen if you're watching on Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media. And good afternoon. What's up, Pete? How we doing, man?
Playoffs. Are you kidding me? Who's talking playoffs? JP, where did you get people talking playoffs?
In the locker room. It was open for the media today, and the players' mindset is, hey, postseason is still they're not mathematically eliminated, and until they are, that's what you play for. It has to be the mindset of the organization was the idea behind what they were saying.
Aren't the Texans still alive, too, technically?
Yes.
We have a graphic where they put up when we're at work, and it's still alive or whatever, still in the hunt. They're not in the hunt. The Texans aren't in the hunt. The Jaguars aren't in the hunt.
Well, technically, the Jaguars are 3 games back with 7 to go.
Well, with 2 head-to-head against the first-place team. Come on, Pete.
Well, they're more than 3 back of the Titans.
I know that.
They're 4 back of the Titans.
Thank you. Yes. But
with 7 to go, and they play them twice. And so you see that happening, JP, do you?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying what they said. And that's the mindset you have to have as a competitor.
I agree with the mindset. And let's say you do sweep the Titans, and now you're 2 games back with 5 games, meaning you still probably have to run the table or at least go 4-1. So I mean, it's what we said earlier. You have 7 games left. If you want to have a chance at the playoffs, you have to go 6-1. Get you to 9-8.
They're not going 6-1.
Huh?
They're not going 6-1.
I didn't say they were, Pete. I'm just
Why don't we just not play the rest of the games, Pete? How about that? How about we just cancel the season?
I get it. I understand. You shoot for something, make a false goal if you want to, but the reality is it's all about getting better for next year. Make the realistic goals. Nothing they do the rest of the way is carrying over. It's just going to become better players. You know, Tony, remember you guys won 1 game late in the season? Cleveland, maybe? You beat them at the end of the year. That carried over. No, it didn't.
No, what does carry over, Pete, where I disagree with you, is if you can go, and I guess we're the number I've landed on, if you can go 4-3 and get to 7-9, that will carry over as far as the mindset, the culture, expectations for next year and everything else. So where I disagree with you, Pete, that you say there's no carryover, I just don't think that's true. I think there is carryover.
No, what I'm saying is, remember, did you guys beat Cleveland the last week of the season one year or late in the season?
95.
That's going to carry over to the next year. Your record still stunk. That didn't carry over. It doesn't matter. Now, if they won 6 of 7 down the stretch, I agree with you. That would carry over. But if they lost the last game and they won 6 in a row and lost the last game, does the last game loss carry over? No.
No, that's why I think we're saying the same thing. That's why I think if you look at it over a 7-game period, kind of this 7-game season you have left, you need to have if you have a winning record, that's success.
Yes, I would agree.
If you get 4-3, you're 7-9, Trevor's playing well, like your young players are maturing, that would be something that you could carry over if you're Doug Peterson and this staff into next year.
And especially considering the opponents on the schedule, too. I mean, it's not easy.
Correct. Well, but it just doesn't sound the same when guys, you walk up, hey, we're going to go 4-3 down the stretch as it does when we're going to make a playoff run. Yeah, I get it. I understand where they're coming from, but come on. Give me a break.
Well, and then listen, it's a tough schedule. You have Baltimore, you have Tennessee, you have the Jets, who have a great defense. You have Detroit, who won yesterday, who can score points on anybody. You have the Cowboys that blew out the Vikings. You have the Titans twice in the one game that you would say should be a gimme. The Texans, they already beat you once. So there's no easy games on the schedule.
If they win 3 of those, it's a successful end of the season. 3. Give them 3.
3 and 4.
If they win 3, it's a successful end of the season.
How many do you think they will win, Pete?
2.
Which two?
I don't know which two, but you can erase the Titans because they never beat them, so those don't count. So those go out the window. Maybe they'll beat the Texans and maybe the Lions. How many do you have them winning, Tony?
I think they win 4.
Yeah, okay. Count them up.
All right, I think they beat the Texans.
Okay.
I think they beat the Jets or Detroit, both on the road.
Okay, that's 2.
One or the other. I get it. One.
I think they split with the Titans. I do think that they'll win one Titan game.
It's 3. I like that.
I'm just telling you what I think. You can laugh.
That always because I know deep down you know.
Yeah, I do. I actually really do believe, and I'll lock it right now. They win one of the Titan games. I don't know which one.
Didn't you lock both earlier?
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You did.
No, you guys tried
double lock, but unlocking the half lock.
Somebody reminded me of that the other day that you locked both of them.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. And then I think so that's 3, and then I think they win one of the Cowboys-Ravens games.
That's 4.
I think they go 4-3.
You don't come into the bank in December.
I think they win. They have 3 home games left.
The Cowboys just went into the Metrodome. I mean, not the Metrodome, but the new stadium in Minnesota and destroyed an 8-1 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Jaguars have a better point differential than the 8-2 Vikings. Let's not forget that.
True. Would you rather be 8-2 the negative point differential, or what the Jaguars are with a positive point differential?
Yes to the former. Yes to the former. But I mean that's the 4. I think they win 4.
Yeah, I think I think they win 2. JP, what do you think they win?
7.
Yeah. Okay. What are you in the locker room now? Are you on the team?
Why not? It's still out there. Hey, win 1. You can only start by winning 7 by winning the first one.
You really don't think they're going to win 7?
No, I think it's 4 or 5. 5 would be a great.
5 would be.
If they win 5. Okay, here's something right now. Ready? If they win 5 of the last 7 games down the stretch, at the end of the season, I'm going to lock something, and that's the division title next year. How about that? If they win 5 of 7, I will lock the division title next year.
So that would carry over for you.
That would carry over because that would show me something. They're not winning 5 of 7 against that schedule. No chance in hell.
Gosh, I hope they do.
That would be so awesome, wouldn't it?
Just to rub it in his face.
Yeah, to hear him squirm.
As a smug, know-it-all national guy.
Whiny little writer.
Yeah, just how great would that be, JP?
Unbelievable. Eat some crow.
Hey, I believe me, I put hot sauce on some words and eaten them before. I'll eat those too. If they do it, I will sit there and bow down to them. You win 5 of those last 7 games. I'm going to salute the Jacksonville Jaguars for whatever they do. And next year, going into next season, I will pick them guaranteed to win the division title.
All right. So down the stretch, we're going to get into this a little bit coming up on each side of the ball. But are there major changes after the bye week in terms of personnel on the field, scheme? Do they tweak some things? Offense, defense? We'll get into each side coming up. But in general, how much this late in a season can you really change, Tony?
Oh, I don't think you change. I mean, I don't know if there's wholesale changes you're going to make. I mean, remember, most of the bye week, they're off. I mean, the players aren't even here.
They were here early in the week.
Yeah,
a few days
but
they
had
4 days off.
They had 4 days off. What wholesale changes are you talking about? I mean, it's not like you can go get a bunch of new guys. This isn't like transfer window and let's go get 10 new guys come on the roster. As far as major changes, what would constitute a major change on the field?
Maybe a change in the starter at certain positions.
Well, we can go through it, but I mean, offensive line, I don't see. I mean, the only thing you could maybe do is try to get Walker a little more reps at guard, maybe. But Shatley's played well.
Yeah, I was going to say those guys have played pretty good.
Yeah, they played well. So no.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't either. Tight end. Well, tell me what major change you're going to make. Maybe Dan Arnold more reps. Is that a major change? Wide receiver, no. Running back, no. Quarterback, no. D line, Smoot getting more reps. I mean, we already talked about that. Mm-hmm. Linebacker, are you going to? I mean, I think that's the one where you could see Muma coming in. We talked about that in the last show. I think Muma will be the starter. Now, I'm saying that out of just like left field because I haven't even talked to anyone during the bye weeks. So I have no idea what they're thinking. But I think Muma deserves a chance because of the way Devin Lloyd's played. And then the secondary, they already got all kinds of a mess at the corner position.
That's true.
So, any change isn't a major change. It's just more change.
Shaq should be back, this week or next. One of the two. He's eligible, I think, at that point.
And then at safety, I think your safeties are. I think Jenkins and Cisco have been playing good lately. So I don't know what wholesale changes, what major changes there could be.
Yeah, I don't see any major changes other than the one we suggested last week.
That's the Muma one we just talked about. Yeah, I agree.
Muma and maybe putting Lloyd with his hand on the ground some in pass rush situations. I mean, I really do. I mean, he's been lost. So why not give him? Here's point A, B. Go get him. I mean, because I think
mid-season though, can he pick that up mid-season?
Well, he's done some of it a little bit. He's rushed a little bit. He's just it'd be an adjustment for him. But would you rather have him contributing or sitting on the bench?
Contributing?
Did you trade it up to go get him?
He's a first rounder
pick. Yeah,
of course. Well, maybe they hedged their bets with Muma. Who knows? I mean,
let's hope that wasn't the strategy of hedging our bets from trading up to a guy in the first round.
Any way you shake that out, it's a bad strategy. Okay, I've panned that strategy when it happened. I'm panning it now. I don't care if Muma's on the field or Lloyd's on the field. Either one of them was a wasted pick. Period. End of story. Wasted pick. High premium wasted pick, by the way.
I was trying to think of a scenario where I could disagree with Pete here.
The only scenario where it comes into play, Tony, is if Aluakon leaves in 2 years, and then those two are your linebackers.
That's right where I was going. Is like after next year, if they move on from Aluakon and his big salary, and they say we got Muma and Lloyd as our long-term backers, both on rookie deals for another 2 years. Maybe that's where the strategy pans out.
Because Lloyd would we'd have a fifth-year option if they wanted it.
And Muma would have 2 more years.
Okay,
right?
But the reality of that is if you're getting to that point and they're not on the field, one of them's not on the field, at that point, still kind of a wasted draft pick.
I mean, Pete, I don't like the strategy, whatever the strategy was. I've not talked to anyone who made that pick, so I have no idea what their thinking was when they did it. But yeah, I think Pete,
if I made the pick and I told you I love Muma as a player, that's why I did it. What would you tell me? Still a wasted pick.
Say that again.
If I made the pick, if it's me, I'm the GM, and I picked Muma in that same spot, and you asked me why I did that, and I told you because Muma was too valuable. We had a too high a grade on him. We had to take him. What would you say to that? Because that's obviously their answer.
I would have said you have too many other holes in the roster. I don't think you have that luxury.
Thank you. You think?
That's what I would have said.
By the way, I watched the Jets tape this afternoon. Oh, boy. Quincy Williams sure played his ass off on Sunday.
Pete, that defense for the Jets is good.
It's nasty. It's like the 49ers. It's nasty. But Quincy Williams, remember, he's been a wild player. Let's be real. He's out of position. He's wild. He's starting to rein it in a little bit. He was fantastic on Sunday against New England.
Well, that and the fact that, just overall they're so well coached and fly around fast on defense. Now, the good news is since we play them is they are atrocious on offense, and Zach Wilson stinks.
Ooh-wee. He's bad. But they can rush the passer, unlike some teams.
Well,
by the way, Pete, with a bunch of guys that has anyone heard of before they got to the Jets besides Quentin Williams?
They have one first round pick, Jermaine Johnson, right? And then they drafted another kid in the later rounds, Michael Clemens, a big physical kid, and Carl Lawson, who's a veteran pass rusher, and Huff. All of them can rush the passer. All of them.
Plenty ahead on that. Of course, we're not even at Thanksgiving yet, but Merry Christmas. That's the Thursday before Christmas. The Jaguars head to New York to face the Jets. We're back in a moment, and we'll get into Trevor Lawrence moving forward and down the stretch and what Pete needs to see from the quarterback, and I guess Tony too. A little more on the defense coming up, and then the second hour, your social media questions will go around the National Football League as well. PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jaguars, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timnary, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast,
we're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours,
we're with you. You have big plans,
financial questions,
and decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday. And for 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco. Tony Boselli is elsewhere, but heading back soon, and he'll run across the shot on Jaguars.com. There he is.
Hey,
welcome back.
We're back
To the Hall of Famer. It's his world. We're just broadcasting in it.
How'd you get coffee?
You got to stay awake. That's for sure.
It was like a total eclipse of the sun right there when he walked by.
Can we turn up Pete in the studio so you can hear him? I can barely hear him.
See, he's producing now, everything. Of course, we're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. That's Tony Boselli. I'm J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco down in South Florida. All right, so moving ahead, 7 games. We talked about team expectations, and Pete's not on the playoff train. So it's about getting players better, and it starts with a quarterback. So the last couple outings, though, felt pretty good for Trevor, at least statistically. What do you need to see down the stretch, Pete, from Trevor Lawrence?
Exactly what I saw from him against Kansas City with a little bit more numbers. And by that, I mean 29 to 40 is outstanding, but how about 29 to 40 for 3 and 3? Those kind of things. Because I thought he would have a special season. He got off to a slow start, but he's starting to play some really good football. And I think that's a good sign for a young quarterback to bounce back from, a not so good run of games. And I think this is a chance for him to come out of this bye start taking a few more shots down the field, which I always want to see. But put up some bigger numbers and allow those, 29 to 40 is great, but get it to 300 because you should be throwing for 300 on a weekly basis in this league.
Yeah, I mean, but numbers are down across the league offensively.
Yeah, I know.
This year.
But yesterday there were a bunch of big passing numbers yesterday.
No, I know, but in general they're down.
Yeah.
For Trevor, I'd like to see that final quarterback rating about 94. 95 for the year. He's at 89.9 right now, so go take it up 5 points. And I want to see, which I think is possible, 14 touchdowns down the. I want him to average 2 a game.
2 a game.
Yep.
So 14 touchdowns would give him 27 on the season.
And I want less than 5 picks going down.
14 and 5 or less.
Yep.
That would be outstanding. That would be outstanding. I thought before the season, I predicted he'd throw 32 or 33. He ain't coming close to that. I can tell you that right now. But I'm with you, Tony. I think 14 and 5 down the stretch, or 14 and 4 would be a heck of a run for him down the stretch.
Hey, here's a question. And Pete, you brought up the deep shots. They haven't had a lot of those this year. And Tony, I know you guys both watched the film, but Tony, are the deep shots there and he's just not taking them, or do they have to play it differently moving ahead? How do you get more of those?
Well, he took 3 deep shots in the last game. Let's not forget.
Yep.
It was better.
I thought he missed one in the I'm just coming off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more than this, but he missed a deep over in the London game. I think earlier in the season, there was times where they were just taking what the defense gave them underneath, and they were trying to get him in a rhythm. But, I think Doug probably called more. But at the same time, they're usually built in, and there's chances to take shots, and Trevor's starting to look down the field more, I think. So it's a little bit combination of both.
They have 2 40-plus pass plays this year. 2. Whereas, you look around the league, and most of the guys have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 even. That's and I'm trying to remember those 2 40-plus pass plays. Do you remember? It was one a screen to ETN?
Probably.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So there you got one that you get down the field to a wide receiver. They got to do a better job of that. And I think they will. I think Tony made some good points. Early in the season, there was some concerns about getting the ball out, like you said. The protection wasn't great at one point. It's improved a lot, I think. And so I think now you can start taking those shots. And he held the ball. He's got I think he's still adjusting to what's open and what's not open. Not the last couple weeks, but early in the season. Guys in the NFL, it's tough to adjust to what's open and what isn't open in the NFL.
How are the receivers playing as a whole?
Much better than they have it for years around here. I would say if I had to give them a grade, a B minus.
Well, let's grade these guys this week. What do you give Trevor?
B minus.
Yeah, I'd give him a B minus as well. Because I expected much more from him. And maybe I'm just I think he's going to be a special quarterback, and I still do. So I expected more in his second year, and it didn't happen early in the season. So I'd probably agree with you on a B minus. What'd you give the receivers?
I said B minus.
So you give them both B minus.
Yeah, that's where I have them at.
Yeah, I'd probably give the receivers a B because I think Kirk has exceeded what most people thought. I don't think anybody else has.
You really
come
think
close.
he has? I don't. How has he exceeded? No, I don't.
Well, because a lot of people didn't think he was very good.
Well, obviously the Jaguars did. They paid him as the number 1 receiver.
They did, but the perception wasn't that he wasn't very good. I think when you look at his numbers, 52, 679. You're going to end up with what, 80 and 1,000,
1,100, yeah,
and
somewhere in there,
and 10.
Okay, that's good. That's not great.
Well, I didn't say he was great, Tony, but I give him a B plus. I give
a B is good, Pete. If
and I give grading, the other guys
B is above average.
Grade them individually. Okay, give him a B. Give him a B. What do you give Zay Jones?
B minus.
And what do you give Marvin Jones?
B minus, C plus. I mean, they're both right there.
I wish you were some of my professors. I'd have done better at Arizona State, the Harvard of the West.
What would you give them?
C's.
But they're part of your collective group of wide receivers getting a B, Pete.
B minus.
He has Christian Kirk at like an A. So.
What'd you say?
I said
I didn't give Kirk an A. I didn't give him an A.
Pretty much.
You're giving the whole group a B, but then you're giving people C's in the same group.
Well, B plus, C plus, somewhere in there. I give him a B minus as a group. I'm the same way as Tony.
All right, so y'all are even
do you
right
include
now.
the tight ends in that group?
No, I did them separate.
All right, tight ends. Let's do tight ends. Grades.
I would say C plus.
You're a little high.
I'm looking at blocking, receiving, everything put together.
Okay, blocking, they're not good.
How
they're
so?
not good blockers.
What do you mean? How?
Because the edge doesn't get blocked very well. Manhurst is supposed to be a road grader, and I don't even think he's a blocker. I don't think they're good blockers on the edge. When their run game, a lot of times the penetration gets inside from the.
Well, then give him a grade, Pete. I'll give him a C plus. What are you giving him?
C minus.
Stop talking so much and just give a dang grade.
C minus. It sounded like you were F on him there. I mean, but C minus.
Well, I mean, I'm leaning more to the. Ingram's actually made some plays in the passing game, which kind of brings it up a little bit.
Oh, so he might be coming up. All right, let's do the offensive line as a group. I know it's tough because there's different, tackles.
B plus.
B plus. That's good.
Yeah,
that's the best grade so far.
Yeah, I think they're the best performing unit.
I'd give them a B, solid B.
A B. All right. Well, I mean, this is a top 10 offense.
I mean, the last couple of weeks, Juwan Taylor's been bad.
But they're not a top 10 offense scoring. That's the problem.
Correct. But they're moving the ball. They're doing some things well.
They eat up a lot of yards.
And it starts up front.
We didn't grade the running backs.
At the red zone.
Right.
We didn't grade the running backs.
We're not there yet. But a lot of that starts up front.
Yeah, I think I'll give him a B plus. I mean, listen, I was
so any grade on an offensive line, go one lower because Boselli's always going to go to the high side on the offensive.
I'm not going on the high side. I was bullish. I think it's been proven out. They're one of the best rushing offenses in the NFL. They're one of the best protecting the quarterback offenses in the NFL. That's the offensive line. I could argue. I said at the beginning, I thought this was a top 10, had the potential to be a top 10 unit. I think they're right there. Tell me 10 units better than them.
No, there's some bad offensive lines in the NFL.
Yeah, I think
really
they're top 10. They're B plus.
Yeah, but okay.
I might even be able to talk into an A minus.
Tony, but based on your theory, the Tennessee Titans run the hell out of the ball with Derrick Henry. You think their line's a B plus line?
Production wise,
you think that's a B plus line? Seriously.
Production.
All right,
Tony,
running backs,
you don't think that's a B plus line? Look at him. Yeah. Look at him, JP. He knows he can't use that argument.
I want to play poker against him because you can read his face in a hurry. Running backs, Pete. What do you got on running backs? Quickly.
I give him an A.
I give the group a B. I give Travis Etienne an A plus, and I might even give the group a B minus. But Travis is an A plus.
Where are you pinging him on?
Where's the production without him? That's my biggest concern.
Well, they traded away one of the guys that was producing for a while.
Huh?
They traded away a guy who was producing for a while.
Well, he's not here, Pete, so it's hard to give him a grade. I'm looking at the current.
You got to count him into the first half grade.
No, I don't. He's gone. He's out.
You can't delete scores.
He's deleted.
Scores from the first 5 weeks are still in there. I'm just saying.
That's it. The group, you give Etienne an A, but the group, you're right. There's nothing much around them. So,
my biggest concern in the second half of the season, if something happens to Etienne, who are you giving the ball to?
That's right.
Good question.
You have 3 backs on this roster.
I don't think Snoop's touched it yet.
Hasty, who's a gimmick guy, change the pace guy.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Connor. I don't even know.
I don't think he's touched it.
He hasn't touched it.
He's only been up 2 weeks.
And
right?
What worries me about that is he doesn't even play special teams.
Yeah, we're going to grade the draft too at this point. We're going to do that during this show too, JP.
Ooh, that'll be fun. So I'm not talking down about. I'm not talking down about Snoop Connor, but he hasn't done anything. And JP, am I wrong? Look at the participation this year. Has he played any special teams even? I don't remember seeing him out there.
Our crack research staff will need a timeout to dig through the files. We'll come back in a moment. We'll have the answer to that, and then we'll grade the defense.
And then the draft.
That's all coming up. And then in the second hour,
we'll do it all over again.
There's much more ahead. We'll have your social media questions some point. We'll keep it real, and we'll go around the NFL. Of course, we're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jags social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Country superstar Kenny Chesney returns to Jacksonville April 14th. Tickets go on sale to the public Friday, December 2nd. Don't miss Kenny Chesney's I Go Back tour with special guest Kelsey Ballerini at Daly's Place. For tickets and information, visit dailysplace.com today. Tony, can I get on the couch with you for that one? Are you getting couch access to that concert?
I didn't listen to what you said. What
Kenny
concert?
Chesney. He's a country artist. You might have heard of him.
Stand by.
Back in a moment. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
A Dream Finders home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in ready Dream Finders home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
The Land Rover Defender story began with the simple thought of creating an exceptionally capable off-road vehicle, becoming the go-anywhere, do-anything all-terrain machine. Today, there's a new Land Rover Defender, the toughest and most advanced Land Rover vehicle ever. From the beginning, Land Rover knew the new Defender was capable of great things. Motor Trend's 2021 SUV of the Year is just the latest example. Test drive the new Land Rover Defender today at Land Rover Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard, or go to LandRoverJacksonville.com. Land Rover, above and beyond.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's crystal clean.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
What do you call a group of friends who wear the same jersey for good luck, no matter how old it is, and who support their team through thick and thin week after week as if the very season depended on it while tossing the pigskin and drinking Miller Lite? You call it Miller Time in Jacksonville. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2022 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It is Monday, coming off the bye week. J.P. Shadrick with Pete Prisco and Tony Boselli. The Jaguars host the Baltimore Ravens coming up this Sunday at the Bank. The game presented by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. There'll be plenty of people shopping this week ahead of Thursday, I think. Thanksgiving, of course. So, hey, let's wrap up our thought on offense. And our crack research staff namely me, looked up Snoop Connor's snaps. Rookie running back out of Ole Miss. He's been inactive most of the year until the trade of James Robinson. So the last 3 games he has been up. And Pete, in that time frame, he has 2 snaps on offense, none on special teams.
Yeah, that's not value at all, but we're going to grade the draft picks in a little bit. But
yes.
Tony's right. If ETN goes down, gets hurt, they have major problems.
Look, I mean, again, it's just shocking to me that you have a guy that you drafted in Snoop Connor as a running back, and he's not on any special teams.
Yeah, none.
When he's active. I mean, those guys have to be special teams players.
Right. Well, as you said, Pete, in the second hour, we will grade the draft. So stay tuned for that. Let's go to defense now. We're in the grading mode, coming off the bye week. And let's start on the defensive line, the interior, the defensive linemen, not the outside linebackers. We'll get to those guys.
I'm going to give those guys a B.
In the defensive linemen.
The 3 inside guys. I think they've been pretty good against the run overall. They're big. They're physical. Maybe a B- because early,
which one is it?
I'm going to go B- because early they were great at pushing the pocket. I don't think they've done as good a job as of late.
Yeah, I'd go a solid B too. You're right. They tailed off, particularly in the middle. They kind of got it going again last week against Kansas City. I thought they did some good things, but I'll give them a B. I thought early in the season, Roy Robertson Harris was killing dudes.
Yeah.
Hamilton's played well all year. I think when he's been on the field, he's done some good things. Yeah, I'd give him a B. That's a good, solid group.
Fatukasi.
Yep.
How's he played?
Yeah.
Good.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
When he missed time, that hurt them.
That's right. It certainly did. Now, let's move to the outside linebackers. Of course, Josh Allen, Travon Walker, part of this group. What do you think, Pete?
D.
D.
You know why?
Look,
I give them an A, B+ for the way they play the run and play hard and play physical. I'll give them an F for rushing the passer. They haven't rushed the passer. You got a first overall pick and a top 10 pick, and you don't get guys on the ground? That's not good enough. I mean, I expected much more from both of them this season, much more. And by that, I mean, I thought Allen would get to 12, 11, 13, somewhere in there. I thought Walker would get to 6 or 7, and they're not going to sniff that. So, D.
Tony Boselli, outside linebackers, grade, sir.
I'm going to go D+. I was almost a C- because I think when Smoot's been probably overall the best of that group, but he's actually got his rushes from the inside, if you think about it. So I'm going to say D. I'm going to say D+. Because, I mean, their job is to pressure the quarterback, be disruptive, and I don't think they have.
Okay, that's not good grades. Inside linebackers, of course, this has changed, and we've touched on this earlier in the show because of the drafting of this year. We'll get to those grades a little bit later. But as a group, a lot of new faces at inside linebacker, Pete.
C-. I think they get lost at times. Lloyd gets lost at times. I think Aluakon gets lost at times. The one thing about Aluakon, and you can see him on tape pointing all the time. So I don't think he's playing as fast as he should be playing because he's trying to line up the other guy next to him. So I think that's a problem. So I'd give him a C-.
I'd give him a solid C because I think Aluakon has been, a BB+, but they just have been erratic everywhere else.
Okay. Nice succinct answer there. Let's go to the secondary now, and we'll start in the back end at the safety position, and I think I know how this is going to go. Tony, let's start with you this time.
For the safety?
Yeah, safeties.
I'm going to give them a B. B+. Maybe a B+. No, B. Because I think Cisco started slow. I think the last couple weeks he's been great, and I think Rayshon Jenkins is just a fabulous football player. He's physical. Look how many pass breakups he has this year. He's violent in the run game.
Yeah.
I like them as a solid B.
And he's not doing the extracurricular stuff this year,
He's
getting
great.
kicked out of games, all that stuff seems to be calmed down now.
I think Rayshon Jenkins has been outstanding.
What do you think, Pete?
B-. I mean, you're right. Jenkins has played well. Cisco wasn't good early in the season, but you're right. He's kind of responded the last couple of weeks. So I'd give him a B minus.
Your face, Pete, though, cringed when he said B.
He was leaning towards B plus. That's why. I mean, what do you think you got? Ronnie Lott back there? Give me a break.
Now, to the cornerback positions, there are 3 we'll evaluate here. Of course, the outside and the nickel. So,
corners?
Yeah, corners.
C minus.
Why?
Because outside of Tyson Campbell, I don't think they've been very consistent at all. I think there've been some issues there. I don't think that. I think they're looking for at least one corner, maybe 2. I think early Darius Williams struggled a little bit coming back, missing camp off the injury. He's had some moments at a time. Shaq has struggled.
Shaq's had some issues. Yeah.
Trey Herndon's had issues. I mean, they've gone all the way to the rookie who I always butcher his name. I can't remember his name.
Brown.
Brown.
Monteric
Brown. I didn't want to say his first name. Monteric Brown. They've gone all the way down to him, the 7th rounder. I think outside Tyson Campbell, you got a lot of question marks there. So I'd say C minus.
See, I'd give Tyson Campbell a B plus. I'd give Shaq a D. I'd give Darius Williams a D because you got to factor in that money in there now a little bit too. I'd give him a D, and then I'd give the other guys as a group. So as a group, I'd probably give. What'd you say, C minus, Tony? That's about right.
C minus, yeah.
I think if it wasn't for Campbell, it might be an F.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
And here, by the way, that's one change I would make. By the way, if it were me, when I would move Darius Williams back outside and keep him there and let him play there, because I don't think he's a nickel corner. Tony, would you do that?
I'd be open to trying anything at this point because I think they got issues on that other side.
The problem is who could play the nickel.
I mean, Trey Herndon's good against the run. He's physical. He's good in zone. He just struggles in man coverage because he can't run.
Right. They would attack him if he were the nickel.
You get those little fast slot guys on him. That's not ideal.
No.
All right. So yours was what? C minus, Pete, on that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But you would be an F if it wasn't for.
Or if Campbell didn't play the way he's played, it would be closer to it. Maybe D minus, because I think the other guys have been, particularly Shaq Griffin was bad when he was in there. I mean, we were talking about him getting benched.
Where are they ranked defensively overall in the league?
They are actually they are 24th in total defense.
Yeah, so I think our grades are pretty. And then what about scoring defense?
10th in rushing.
We gave the inside guys a good grade for that.
Yeah, let me get to the scoring, and they're giving up some points, I think. But you know,
what about the pass defense? We got to look at that too.
Hang on.
Well, it's not very good, Pete, if they're 10th in rushing and 24th overall.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I'll say that. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense this year is 8th. No, wait a minute. That's not right. That's offense. Defense. Jaguars are 24th. 24th in total defense. 10th against the run. 24th against the pass. On third downs, they are 24th.
Yeah, they don't get off the field.
On red zone, they're 21st.
They give up too many touchdowns.
Goal to go, they're 28th in the NFL. They give up 20.5 points per game.
Which isn't terrible.
And that's middle of the pack.
Yeah, middle of the road.
Yeah. So there you go. The grades are in.
They're bottom third of the league in defense.
I would agree with that.
We'll come back and go around the AFC South. And, yes, in the second hour coming up at, 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock.
Draft grades?
Yes. Draft grades. We'll keep it real. We'll get to fan questions.
What's the keep it real topic today? We haven't disclosed that yet, have we?
We have not disclosed it publicly, but if you read your, pre-show scouting report, you might know.
I skimmed it.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Of course, we're back in a moment, and if you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The holidays are coming, and your local Ford dealer is getting the celebration started with a Black Friday sales event. Hurry in for great deals on Ford trucks or SUVs, arriving in time for the holidays. Shop big this year in the Built Ford Tough Ford F-150 truck, or make sure you've got room for all your holiday shopping in a spacious Ford Explorer SUV with available cargo management system. Get your holidays started with Ford. Don't miss the Black Friday sales event going on now through November 30th at your local Ford dealer. Not all features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at PetParadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony, Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It's Monday. We're presented by Jet Home Loans and PRI Productions, the Southeast full-service event company. Has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, and if you're watching on Jaguars.com and Jaguars social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, a live look outside TIAA Bank Field to the Miller Electric Center under construction.
The roof is going on.
The roof is going on. You are correct, Tony. And it will be ready for business for Training Camp 2023. It's right around the corner. It's moving fast, very fast. And we're excited to get the team in there and see what happens in training camp next year. It's going to be a beautiful facility, massive, 125,000 square feet of Jaguar football across the road. All right, so let's go around the AFC South and start off with the results from this past week. Of course, the Jaguars were off. 3 other teams played, the Titans and the Packers on Thursday Night Football, and Derrick Henry had a touchdown. He had a screen catch that went for a long run, 45 receiving yards. Tannehill efficient, 22 of 27, 333, 2 touchdowns. Then the Texans lost to the Commanders 23-10. Mills threw a couple interceptions. The Eagles and the Colts. Colts had a 6-point lead late, but the Eagles are the Eagles.
Hurts in the gun. Hurts takes the snap. He's back. He's going to run. He's in! Touchdown! Jalen Hurts! Jalen Hurts on the quarterback draw scores, and the Eagles can take the lead with the extra point.
It's Mel Reese on Sports Radio 94 WIP in Philadelphia. The extra point was good. The Eagles win 17-16. So there you have it. What'd you think of all the results in the division, Pete?
You know, Ryan Tannehill was far more than efficient the other night. He was damn good. I mean, 333, 2 touchdowns, and barely missed a throw. I mean, if he plays like that, that's a real threat in the AFC, that team, because they're tough, they're physical, and they can run the ball, and their defense is getting better. I think the Titans are one of those be careful teams in the AFC.
If Derrick Henry stays healthy and they don't have any major injuries down the stretch, I think the Titans might be as favored as anyone to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC, because they are not afraid of Kansas City. They almost beat Kansas City without Ryan Tannehill. They almost beat Kansas City with a quarterback who threw the ball 5 times or completed 5 passes.
But then they get destroyed by Buffalo.
That was early in the year, Pete. I mean, I don't know what Vrabel does, but they somehow they just get better and better as the season goes on. And they are so tough and physical.
Tough and physical. I mean, their center, they lost their center, Ben Jones. They moved Brewer, who's tiny, to guard. I mean, just from guard to center. And they just keep on running the ball. They keep on doing their thing. That team is so tough, and it's because Vrabel's a damn good coach.
And I mean, they are by far, this is stating the obvious, the best team in the AFC South. They're one of the best teams in the AFC.
I would agree with you.
I promise you this. Buffalo, right now, the Titans have a better record. If it stays that way, Buffalo does not want to go to Nashville and deal with that. Buffalo doesn't want Tennessee to come to Buffalo and deal with it. Right. And Kansas City doesn't either, because what Tennessee does when you play them, they make the game ugly.
Yeah, but the only thing about that is like in the postseason, they went to Kansas City a couple years ago in the postseason, and remember they jumped out to a big lead, and then they got destroyed.
No, I'm not saying Kansas City to be favored, Pete. I would pick Kansas City in a game.
But could they win? Yes, I agree with you.
My point is, it's going to be Vrabel's going to go make it ugly and nasty, and it's going to be miserable. And
by the way, we'll know more about them this week. It's rematch time with the team that knocked them out last year at home against the Bengals.
I did that game last year.
Henry wasn't the same player then, though.
No, remember, he's coming back up. That was his first game back after the foot. And
I think the Titans win that game this week.
I think the Titans will win, too. In last year, when that game was played, I did the game, and Derrick Henry was not himself. He did not have the power, the explosiveness. No. He could never get going. And Tannehill was absolutely atrocious in that game.
See, that's the X factor for them. Does he become who he is? I mean, that's.
He has moments.
Because your teams we just talked about. Joe Burrow isn't gonna. He's gonna make plays. Josh Allen will make plays. Mahomes will make plays. Can Tannehill make plays when he needs to? It's a question.
Great question. Hey, here's the division standings. Of course, nothing's changed. Tennessee added a win, of course, 7-3. Indy 4-6-1. Jacksonville 3-7. Houston 1-8-1 in the AFC South. I'm sure the power rankings are the same.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go by the schedule at this point. You are kind of what your schedule says you are. I would still take a neutral field against the Colts. I'm still taking the Jaguars. I mean, these teams played 10 times. I think the Jags win 7.
But there are no neutral fields until the Super Bowl.
And they should be 2-0 against them, technically.
My point is, I think they're a better team.
Yeah, but you can't put them ahead of them, though.
You can't, because they got 4 wins. We have 3.
And they should have beat the Eagles yesterday.
Jeff Saturday's doing a hell of a job, Pete, up there.
How about that, right?
There is. But the offensive line regressed a little bit again on Sunday, though. They started playing better last week, and they kind of regressed a little bit on Sunday.
You got to give, and we should give, former head coach Gus Bradley credit. He's done a good job with that defense with a bunch of injuries. They're without their best defensive player all year.
Leonard's been out, right?
Yeah, and except on the last play of the game, the Red Sea opened up, and he just ran right in the middle of them.
If you only give up 17 points to the Eagles, you should win that game, Pete.
I agree. And by the way, a lot of those points came not just that last touchdown, but some of the one before that came late too. They were dominating them.
So, but if you look at the standings, we're 3-7. Leaders are 7-4. 7-3, because they already had their bye. We're 4 games back with 7 to go. We talked about it earlier. You got to run the table.
Well, that facility will be nice to go into after they make their playoff run at the end of this season and get in.
It would be a nice warm gift to put the, Lamar Hunt trophy in the lobby, right?
Yeah. Or just a playoff victory trophy, maybe, or a banner. They won a playoff game.
Division champs.
So, Pete, you see no chance the Jaguars beat the Titans even once.
History says no. There's been many a time in the course of the last 10 years where I thought, yeah, they're the better team. They should win the game, and they haven't. They don't. It goes back to that old mentality we were just talking about. The Titans usually smack them in the mouth, and they're the more physical team, and they win the games.
So,
do you think that you pick one? You pick one. They're going to win one. You locked it.
I think they're going to.
They're going to win here in Nashville. Tony.
When was the last time they won in Nashville? In the 60s?
2014. They were wearing leather helmets.
You guys are so negative. I'm just trying to be. You guys are negative. I'm realistic.
I'm just telling you stats.
The past has nothing to do with what you do this year.
That's true.
You think anyone in that locker room cares that they haven't beaten Tennessee since 2014?
They don't.
Nobody.
They shouldn't.
No.
Good.
The only people who care is Pete Prisco, and that's it.
That's about it. Yeah. Hey, we're back in a moment. Second hour. We're going to grade the draft when we return.
This should be fun.
It should be. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
A Dream Finder's home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in ready Dream Finder's home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Experience custom elegance for your home with new windows and patio doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, get 20% off windows and 20% off patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires November 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com. License number CGC 1527613.
You're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else.
Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on Monday, and it's hour number 2 of the program. J.P. Shadrick with Hall of Famer Tony Boselli and Pete Prisco from CBS Sports. Plenty to get to in hour number 2. We'll get to your social media questions from Twitter a little earlier today. It's been busy, and we'll go around the National Football League. We'll also keep it real. Tony, I'm not going to tell you what the topic is.
Okay, I don't care.
We're going to freestyle it next segment. But now it's time, at long last, well, at least since segment 2 of hour 1, about 4:15 today, Pete brought it up, so it's a good idea. Let's grade the draft from 2022. We'll go pick by pick. And is that how you want to do it, Pete? Just write down the order?
Yeah.
You want to go from the 7th
we'll
round
go right
up?
down the order. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but the one thing I want to put a qualifier here, I think you got it, because I don't like grading drafts this early.
Well, you said you were like into it. You were ready.
No, I'm going to
grade
do
this.
it. I'm just setting a parameter around it. We should do a short-term grade and also project where we think the long-term grade, which really done properly, should be done after year 2 or 3.
3. Year 3.
Yeah,
I always go
here's
back.
a perfect example. Remember the Jalen draft when we got Jalen and Miles Garrett.
Miles
Jack, Miles Jack and
You wish you had Miles
Garrett would be pretty good right now.
That'd be pretty good right now.
Yeah.
And Ngakwe. I can't remember who else was in that draft, but it was, remember everyone's like, after year 1, year 2, A+. Well, after year 3, they're all gone. I mean, not all gone, but you know what I mean. I mean, it changed.
But as it relates to the draft, you can't grade them after 3 years. You're right. I always go back and regrade the draft 3 years later and regrade myself to see how stupid I was for thinking guys had good drafts. So you're right. But for this exercise, we're going to grade them right now, and then we'll say what we think it'll be down the road.
Yep, agreed.
Right,
we'll do a short-term grade and what we project a long-term grade to be.
And Pete, to your credit, you always put the regrading out there on Twitter. So you don't hide it from people. Like if you made a bad pick, you put it out there.
Like I gave the New England Patriots an A grade 3 years ago. I thought they had the best draft in the whole thing. And I agreed with them. And you know how many guys are left on that team? I think the punter. That's it. They had a terrible draft.
So it'd be an F at this point.
Exactly right.
And you're a fool.
You would have given it a good grade too. I know you.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, let's start off with the number 1 overall pick in the first round from Georgia, outside linebacker Travon Walker. Tony.
No, I want Pete to go first.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Pete.
No.
Go ahead.
No, you got him in studio. He's got to go first.
That's what I said.
Guy in studio always goes first.
I'm just hosting here.
I'm going to give him a B- at this point. I think he's a good football player. But at that position, you got to be able to rush the passer. So I was in between a C+ and a B-, and he's just not, I mean, which I think is wildly unfair because he was not a pass rusher in college. He's just a really good football player. And I actually think 3 years from now, he'll be an A.
So what did you give it for this year?
B-, C+.
Which one?
I'm kind of bouncing back and forth.
You got to pick one.
Do you take into account where he was picked?
Yeah, I think you have to, Pete.
All right, so I give it a C+ at best. Good football player, not a great pass rusher. You drafted him to be a pass rusher.
Yeah, I mean, I can live with C+. I just think he's going to be an A. I think 3 years from now we're going to say we got one of the best defensive players in football.
All right, so that's your long-term grade is A.
Okay, I give him a C+ right now. In 3 years from now, I say it's an A2.
That's really good. I like that.
I mean, you got to look at the media. I mean, you're getting no pass rush. I mean,
he's got to learn how to use his hands.
He has to learn. But I think he will. He's very talented. Like everyone wants to compare him to Aiden Hutchinson, and Aiden Hutchinson has 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. You know, Travon has 2 sacks and 1 interception. So I mean, early returns.
Aiden Hutchins is the better pass rusher right now.
Aiden Hutchins is a better pass rusher right now. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me if I'm projecting, I'd still take Travon Walker after 3 years. Now, that's a big assumption. You got to stay healthy. You got to improve. You got to do a lot of things. But right now, I go B-. Or C+. We'll stay consistent. I'll go with Pete. C+.
But do you ever think he's going to be a dynamic pass rusher? I don't.
I think he'll be a guy who will be a 8 to 12 sack year guy, but just super disruptive, big, physical, just nasty to deal with.
Right.
All right, the second pick in the first round for the Jaguars, 27th overall. They traded up and selected inside linebacker Devin Lloyd.
All right, Pete, you go first on this one this time.
D. He had one good game and a lot of bad ones. He gets lost in coverage. I mean, he has no idea what he's doing. It doesn't look like he knows the defense because Aluakon's always pointing over to him to get in line. And so I think that's a concern. So I give him a D. And I thought, by the way, he'd be a great player. I thought he would be a really good player, and that worked out.
Where would you
down the road,
yeah,
if he gets focused on the playbook and understands what he's doing, he has the tools to be a really good player. So I'd say D now, B possible.
D, wow, that's bad.
Yeah. Tony.
I'm between a D+ and a C-.
Okay, he goes D bad, but I'm thinking it might be a D+.
I mean, he's been benched at times during the games
lately.
Mm-hmm. I hate doing it, but I'll go C-.
Why do you hate doing that?
'Cause I really, I think if I was unbiased and not liking these guys, I'd go D+. So I'm like probably not being completely transparent here, but I do think he can be a B+ down the road.
B+?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Pete doesn't agree, but okay.
All right.
Fine.
No, because he went, D, hard. I'm going to go D+. What the hell was that?
I don't know. Great question.
Gosh, I hate this stuff.
Well, we only have, 5 players to go, so
going.
get ready. Third round.
The fans love it. I guarantee you they're eating this alive. They love this.
It's going to send social media.
Well, I mean, the hard part is the reason I say D, maybe D+ is the right because you traded up. You gave up draft picks to go get them. You gave up a second rounder.
Right, which is why it's a D. You got to take into account where they were drafted. If you got him in the third round, you probably give him a B, a C+, C.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah.
All right, third round, 65th overall pick out of Kentucky, center Luke Fortner.
I think it's a B+. You got a starting offensive lineman in the third round, and I think he's gonna be there for a long time, and I think he'll be a B+, A- player in the future. I like Luke Fortner a lot.
I agree with you 100%. B+. And in some games he's been an A player. In some games he's been probably a C- player early in the season. But once he learns how to finish his blocks, he's going to be a really good player.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, I give it a B+, and down the road he could be an A center.
Okay, it's very good. That's Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, J.P. Shadrick. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. We're grading the draft.
Yes, grading the draft.
Because we're coming off the bye week.
It's very interesting stuff right now.
We're digging deep.
We're looking for material.
Right. All right, now let's go to later in the third round, 70th overall pick out of Wyoming, linebacker Chad Muma.
Pete, your turn.
He can only give that pick an incomplete, right? He hasn't played.
What about the strategy of the pick?
F. F. There's no rational reason to have taken him in that spot. None. Zero. F for execution. I'm giving the kid an I, and he might actually end up being a good football player, but there's no reason you should have taken him there.
What's your grade 3 years from now, Pete?
Who is he going to play for the team? Will he be the starting linebacker
It's also incomplete,
seriously.
apparently. Okay. Incomplete to incomplete for Pete.
Like, I'm going to say I don't like the strategy either. I'm going to say as a third-round guy, if you just took it and didn't draft to trade up and give away picks to go get the same position in the first round, I think, finding a guy who can come in and play, and I think he's been fine, and be a core special teams guy late in the third round, I think it's a C+, B- pick. No, for the kid. And I think,
and the player, what he's done
now,
on
if he
the
starts
field.
this week and plays well, then we did it next week, I'd say okay.
And then I think he projects to I actually think he's going to be a good player.
You can only grade what you've seen, and he's only seen so much.
That's right.
Pete. You're going incomplete. You're copping out.
I'm not copping out like you, Pete.
Okay, for what he played. Okay, for what he did last week when he went into the game.
Look at what he's done on special teams too, Pete.
Special teams, Pete. That's part of the game, Pete.
Yeah,
learn the game, Pete.
Okay, if it won't make, I'll give him a grade. I'll give him a C-.
Okay.
I'd project him to a B- player. Good starter, not great.
Okay, all right. We're moving on.
You're going to have Aluakon off the team in 2 years. Poor Aluakon. Tony's got him out of here.
I'm not speaking to Aluakon.
Packing up his bags.
You gave Lloyd a B for the future. You gave Muma a B for the future. How are they both going to be on the field if Aluakon's still here?
10 games into how long is this contract?
It's a long time, Pete. You got to wait. Maybe we should grade free agency.
See ya.
Maybe we should grade free agency after this.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. All right. We got 3 picks to go. Let's get through them pretty quickly here. Snoop Connor, running back, 5th round, Ole Miss. That's the incomplete one.
Well, no, I think it's. I disagree on incomplete. I give it a D right now because.
Yeah, D. He didn't play.
He hasn't
play anything.
He hasn't earned the trust to be on special teams.
He has 0 snaps on special teams.
And if you're going to be the backup running back and you're going to be active on game day, you got to be on special teams.
He only played 2 offensive snaps, 0 on special teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. How about the future? Can't even do the future.
I mean, I don't even know where. I haven't seen him.
All right, Gregory Jr. hasn't played either. Corner, 6th round pick.
Yeah, no idea.
Pete, same thing, right?
Yeah, you can't grade him.
Has been out there.
Incomplete.
7th round, the final pick, Monteric Brown out of Arkansas, starting to get a little more time lately.
Well, I mean, if you get a 7th rounder who can contribute, you got to give that, a B at least, don't you? Overall, I mean,
if you get him on the field as a 7th round pick as a rookie, that's a B.
Yeah. And I have no idea
Down
of future.
the road, who knows?
How's he playing?
I mean, the one game the little bit of snaps in the 2 games he's played, I think he's been fine.
He's been okay. He's been okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in the future?
No idea.
Too small a sample size.
Hard to
0. Right.
Okay.
What would you give the overall grade of the draft? Like thinking of the strategic side, the players, production, just the whole ball of wax, Pete. Where would you rank this draft? In the way too early draft rankings on a bye week because we have nothing else to talk about.
C-.
Yeah.
Okay,
the first overall pick, he's not rushing the passer. You traded up to get a linebacker who might get benched. You drafted a linebacker behind that guy. No, the only one that brings the grade up is Fortner.
Starting center. Tony, what do you grade the whole draft, the whole ball of wax? Since you brought up the question.
Incomplete. It's too early.
Oh, come on.
No.
Wait a minute.
Nice try.
See, in all honesty, it's really hard for me because I actually think Travon Walker is going to be a really good player.
That's not getting the grade, though.
That's not
the grade
question.
is what you done so far.
See.
And that's the nice guy grade.
You gave it a C-. That's not that big a difference.
Yeah.
It's like 3 points.
I was leaning more toward the D for the strategy of drafting 2 linebackers when you paid a free agent one.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. If you look at what they did this offseason, they spent a bunch of money on a free agent linebacker.
They did.
And then they spent 2 of their top 3 picks on a
Yes.
linebacker.
And those historically should be starting players.
Two of their first 4 picks on starting on linebackers. It's a lot. I mean, they invest.
Lloyd evolves into what I say he evolves into, and you can start using him in pass rush situations.
My point is, Pete, they invested a lot in the linebacker position.
Right.
In the offseason.
Inside linebacker position, and then also the outside linebacker position.
All right. The grades are in. Thank goodness we can move forward. We're back in a moment.
Wait, we didn't grade the coaches.
We'll do that.
The grade the coaches.
We'll do that when we come back, and then we'll keep it real.
I'm not grading coaches.
Pete will.
I will.
we know Pete. It's Jaguars Happy Hour, and, of course, Jaguars Game Day Radio is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Unlock your potential at the University of North Florida. A top public university with more than 100 majors, UNF is number 1 among state schools for the highest percentage of graduates employed in Florida. Affordable tuition, programs in high-demand fields, and faculty who care. Swoop into your future at UNF. Visit unf.edu to learn more.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli, Pete Prisco. Coming off the bye week. Jaguars will host the Ravens coming up this Sunday. The game presented by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. We'll keep it real in just a moment. Pete, you wanted to grade the coaches? Is that still a thing for you?
Well, aren't they part of the whole team? I mean, if we're grading the team and the draft picks, we need to draft.
All right, let's
I'd give Doug Peterson a B. I think he's done a really good job opening up that offense. I don't like some of his decisions to go for third downs and fourth down, the plays they call.
That's him.
I'd give
He's doing it.
What's that?
He's going to do it.
All right, let's let him finish.
Doesn't mean I have to like him.
Okay, let's start this over. Pete, give Doug Peterson a grade as a head coach.
Oh, not as the offensive play head coach? I give him an A for cleaning up that nasty, filthy culture that was around there.
Okay, as an offensive coordinator, what's his grade?
B.
Mike Caldwell, defense coordinator.
I think his hands are tied behind his back a little bit, so I'd give him B.
And then especially
special teams.
Heath
Farwell.
Farwell, thank you. Heath Farwell.
Well, he hasn't punted the ball in the middle of the field with no time left on the clock yet this year, so I'll give him an A.
Did you call Brant Boyer?
Brant Boyer, what you doing, buddy? I mean,
okay.
They got an onside kick last week.
Think about the 2 games in history of the NFL since the merger where that's happened in the last play. Coughlin, Brant Boyer.
That's right.
Okay, and then so I give Doug as an A as a head coach.
Right, for coaching. Head coach.
B plus as an offensive play caller, maybe an A minus. I mean, this offense is like we've had guys running open for the first time in years. I give Mike Caldwell a B minus only because of our ability not to finish games at times. I think he's a really good coach. Heath Farwell, give him an A because I'm not really paying enough attention to really know.
What about
and then I
general manager?
I will give. I'll pass on that one. I
won't.
You can grade that one. I would give offensive assistant coach of the year so far, Phil Rauscher.
Oh wow,
offensive line coach,
All
A
right.
plus. I think he's done a great job.
I agree with you. Shocking that you picked that one.
Huh?
Shocking you picked that one.
You disagree with me, Pete? What he's done with that offensive line?
No, he's done a great job, Phil. We sat here over the last couple of years, and I said George Warhawk was part of the problem. You never agreed with me.
Phil Rauscher.
'Cause you didn't want to.
I'm speaking now, present tense. I'm not talking about past coaches. I'm talking about Phil Rauscher. I think he is an outstanding coach, and I think he's done a great job.
We're future focused,
I agree.
Pete. Okay, future
I agree.
focused.
And as general manager grade, C minus.
All right.
The draft wasn't great.
I'm passing.
There's been some free agent questions. So, C minus.
It's time now to keep it real. Presented by Woodbridge.
Because we weren't right there.
No. Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. And we touched on this early in the show, but we're going to come back around to it. What bye-week adjustments would you make? It can be personnel, it can be scheme, it can be ideas, it can be young players getting more time. Pete, what would you do?
I would play Darius Williams outside. I would play Devin Lloyd in some pass rush situations from the outside. Those are 2 things I definitely would do.
I would, what would I do? I would get Travon Walker rushes from the 3 technique. I want to see him rush inside. And I would start.
I agree with you on that one too.
And I'd start Muma and give him a chance to see what he can do and see if it, because, we've seen it. You can see it on tape. Aluakon trying to get Lloyd lined up. And maybe as a group they can play faster if people are getting lined up correctly. This is what I see on the tape. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But I'd go.
It looks that way.
I'd give Muma a chance, and not just coming in for 3 or 4 snaps. What does it hurt? And then at the same time, you can do what Pete said: try to put Lloyd out, rushing the passer in some different situations, and let him use his skill set.
That's all defense. So, how about the offensive side? What do you do differently with 7 games left?
I would keep everything. I wouldn't change anything because I want to make it. I want to see if Trevor continues to get better as he gets more and more comfortable with the offense. So why make changes? Why put added stress on him back there? and see if he can continue to improve, especially over the last couple of weeks of what he's done, and see if what you're doing and just getting better at what you're doing helps him progress and get more comfortable in this offense.
I'd get a little less gimmicky at times and maybe not roll him out on the goal line.
Well, now you're getting stupid. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to tell you every team in the NFL runs that play.
I know. But, okay, when you have a first and goal at the one, was it a first and goal at the one?
It was.
Or no, it was second and goal at the one.
It was first and goal in London at the one. Yes, it was.
And then the other second time, it was second and goal at the one, I think.
It was like a little off the one.
It was actually 2nd and 2 from the 4.
Yeah, it was inside the 5.
Okay. But neither one of those times they should have booted him out.
Unless it works, and then Pete would have said, great call.
Yeah. Or if he got it out of his hands quicker on the second one, then it's...
Well, you're the one raving about the offensive line. Oh, my God, A grade for the coach. Hey, they got great there. I want to top 10 lead. They can't get 2 yards in the yard?
Well, I'm just saying what I've seen. That's all I'm saying, Pete.
Winner!
Oh, we're doing that again.
Winner? What's what competition is there?
I forgot. It's a competition.
Would you bow your head and shame? I know I have a winner. Because I know you agree with me.
I don't know what winning or losing we did there, JP. Did I miss something?
I don't know, but Pete claims he's the winner.
When did Mondavi become a win or lose proposition? I thought we all won once we got our cases of wine.
Well, we're winless, apparently.
Well, me and JP got ours. You didn't tell him yet, JP?
What?
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring it up, but...
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I'll send you a bottle. Don't worry, Tony.
Thank you very much, Pete. Thank you.
Merry early Christmas.
That's what he's waiting for. He wants to give those out as Christmas presents.
Stocking stuffers, right? Yes.
It's not true. That's fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
I've heard that before.
That was Keeping It Real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Opened up a winner today. Real Ingredients award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. By the way, I just side note, this cracked me up on Saturday at the Rose Bowl. We park. We're walking to the stadium.
USC playing for a chance to go to the national playoffs.
Correct. So this has to do with wine. So we're walking.
I thought you want to talk about USC.
No. Walking to the stadium, and there's one of those planes flying around the stadium. This is 3 hours before kickoff, and it's got a banner behind it. Advertisement.
Mondavi?
For a competitor but it was a wine advertisement. And I'm like, this ain't Baton Rouge anymore. This is Pasadena. They're promoting wine around the stadium. Like, what is that?
What would they promote at Baton Rouge?
Is that the first time?
Not that.
Is that the first time you were in that stadium, JP?
Yes. Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, but the stadium itself is kind of a dump.
It's 100 years old, Pete. What do you want?
That's what I said. It's kind of a dump.
So, what do you want?
And I would know. I sat there for a Rose Bowl way back in the day. Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback at Michigan, and I was the Sun Devil. Sat there, and ASU beat Jim Harbaugh.
That's great, Rose Pete. Bowl. How's Arizona State doing this year?
They won't sniff a Rose Bowl again in my lifetime.
Not with SC and Lincoln Riley. Not a chance.
Well, you guys are leaving the Pac-12 anyway.
Yeah,
so.
That way we can go dominate the Big Ten.
Okay.
See, ASU doesn't have what Alabama has. They don't have what USC has. They just don't.
What is that supposed to mean?
Figure it out.
We're back in a moment, and we'll go to social media.
Oh, here we go. Bye-week social media.
Yeah.
The Fanatics are out, and we'll hear the Fanatics fan questions when we come back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
A Dream Finder's home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in-ready Dream Finder's home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
It's football season, and time to take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150 truck. Light up your tailgate with an available Pro Power onboard generator. And with an available 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine, you can tow just about anything you need to rule the stadium lot. Ford F-150, part of the F-Series lineup that have been the best-selling pickups for 45 straight years. Get to your local Ford store today. Proud sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
At Five Star Credit Union, you inspire them to go the extra mile to meet your financial needs. That's why they offer Jaguars fans more banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. Their team is also dedicated to making the communities they serve stronger, volunteering their time and talents while donating millions to local nonprofits. Five Star Credit Union, FiveStarCU.org. Go Jags!
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates frequent shopper clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the My Gate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
If the last couple years have taught us anything, it's to show the ones we love how much we care. That's why Pet Paradise calls you by name from the moment you arrive. Why our pack leaders know each and every friend you like to play with out on the turf. And that you like some snuggles before you fall asleep. The more we see and get to know you, the more you'll see how much you mean to us. Pet Paradise. It's a new day in pet care.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. J.P. Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli. It's time now for the Fanatics Fan Questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com officially license everything. We put out the cat signal earlier today. Tony just retweeted it like 10 minutes ago. Thanks, Tony. It's great. Here's the best we came up with before his retweet. Question number 1 at TrillWill92. Y'all ready to go on a 7-0 run the rest of the way? I say hell yes. What do you think? 7-0 down the stretch.
I don't think so, but I hope so. I'll be rooting hard, but I don't think we'll go 7-0.
What'd you say earlier? 5-4 and 4 and 3.
I said 4 and 3.
No chance. 2 and 5.
2 and 5.
Schedule's brutal.
It's tough. I'll give you that. It's tough.
And what do you think they're going to go?
7-0.
Okay.
10 wins.
Okay, here's the question you got to ask yourself, JP. Who on that schedule are they better than?
They're better than the Texans.
Yep.
Correct.
Are they better than the Lions?
About the same.
Are they better than the Jets?
They're about to bench the quarterback, it sounds like, in New York.
I think the one team they're better than is the Texans, although the Texans beat us.
Sure.
So that's hard to say.
For sure, they're better than the Texans.
But they're better. And then I think the two teams that it's a coin toss are the Lions and the Jets. And
the other ones are not.
And then I think the other 4 games they have, they're playing teams that will be favored and are better than them right now.
Ravens, Cowboys.
And will be in the postseason.
Yeah, that's right.
And all those teams will be in the postseason most likely.
Okay. It's tough.
Yeah.
But they've hung with good teams this year.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're going to get blown out.
No.
If you look at the 4 games they have against teams better than them, the Titans twice, the Cowboys, and the Ravens, I think those are games going to go into the fourth quarter as one-possession games.
And the Eagles game went to the fourth quarter. The Chiefs game, not really, but
I don't think any of the games they have left there. They're not going to get blown out. They'll have a chance in the fourth quarter to win every one of those games.
It's funny because if you think about it, they probably, if they played the Colts again, like you said, they'd probably beat them. Shouldn't have lost to them that time up in Indy. But if they played the Chargers right now again, they probably wouldn't beat them.
I don't know about that, Pete. The Chargers aren't looking so hot.
He's whipping a potato around on Sunday night.
Well, they're 5-5.
Right.
That defense can't stop anybody.
They couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes, that's for sure.
Well, they couldn't stop the Jaguars either.
Yeah, that's right.
But that was a long time ago. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but who?
Still the same season.
Let's go. Let's look at this. I'm going to challenge Pete on this because I think he's wrong.
What are you trying to look up?
I'll do it real quick. You go to the next question.
That's
I'll come
great.
back to it.
Crack research staff after it again. Here's question number 2 from Social Media Fanatics Fan Questions at Duval_Magic. Who starts at linebacker, Lloyd or Muma? What other possibilities or changes to the scheme or personnel on defense do you want to see? We've covered this a bit tonight, but Tony, you've mentioned Muma already.
Yeah, I don't know this, but I think they probably go. I think Muma is going to play a lot more, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts.
I think he starts.
What else?
Would you start?
Else?
You're not going to make schematic changes, I don't think.
No. Would you start him? I would start him. I'd give him a chance.
I want to see what he can do being the starter.
Would you still rotate them around though, in that position, or just let him play?
I would at least for one game say, Muma, it's your job today.
I would agree.
And see what you can do.
Okay.
So back to the Chargers, Pete. Tell me who they've stopped this year. They gave up 27 against Week 1. They gave up 38 against us. 24 against the Texans. 28 against the Browns. They did hold the Broncos to 16. They gave up 37
so could a high school team.
Right. They gave up 37 to the Seahawks. They held the Falcons to 17. They gave up 22 to the 49ers. They gave up 30 to the Chiefs. So tell me where that defense has stopped anybody. Like, I don't see why you would say if the Chargers played the Jaguars again, I think the Jaguars would beat them again.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Next question. Social media. We're on a roll. This is at Trevorville_. Is Little our new right tackle next year? Is he ready, Tony?
Obviously he's not ready because he's not even in the rotation. And Jawan Taylor's a better player than him. That goes to the question, what do you do with Jawan Taylor? Can you afford to pay 3 offensive linemen near the top of the, food chain of players at their position? Because I guarantee you, if I'm Jawan Taylor's agent, I'm going to free agency unless you give me a big deal. And I'm going to test the free agent market because Pete will tell you he watches more football than I do on a national scale. Jawan Taylor would probably be the premium right tackle for about 15 teams in this league.
There's no doubt about that.
Maybe 10.
I'll say the last 2 games have been a little concerning with him.
My point is, though, Pete, if you look around the league, there's going to be a bunch of teams that would pay him good money to come be their starting right tackle.
The guy who played the first part of the first 8 games of the season, that guy would be one of the highest paid right tackles in the league. The last couple games, he hasn't been as good. So he better continue to play better in the second half of the season. But I'm with you. I don't think the Jaguars can afford to bring him back. I just don't see how they could.
But even let's say they don't bring him back, I don't think you just give that job to Walker Little.
Bring somebody in to compete.
You have to compete. Like, what is he hasn't done anything to say, oh, he is the guy.
And he had an opportunity to win the job in camp, and he didn't win it.
Jawan Taylor beat him out. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it by any means. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if Jawan Taylor's gone, you bring in another right tackle to compete with him for that job.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Another question, social media, Twitter earlier today, and
all due to my retweeting.
You had nothing to do with this. This is at Cali Hotshot IRL. Would love to know your opinion on what you think about moving Walker to defensive line with his brute strength and bull rush, and getting a pass rusher in the draft. Walker Smoot inside pass rush.
Trayvon Walker. I was going on Walker Little. I'm like,
no. Trayvon Walker.
I'm like, whoa. Wow, that's outside the box thinking there.
He's talking about actual D-line all the time, and then a pass rusher outside guy in the draft.
Well, I said it earlier on the show. I would like, in the back half of these 7 games, I'd like to see them rush Trayvon Walker from the 3 technique a little bit and see what he can do.
What if he's good at it?
What?
You go back to what you said last week when you said to add 15 pounds on him and move him inside and let him play as a 3-down defensive end?
I'm not against it. I want to see what he can do.
I'm not against it either.
Didn't he rush from the 3 technique at Georgia a little bit?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So I'd want to see that. Absolutely. I think that is something I want to see in the back half of the season.
Yeah, that, and I want to see Lloyd from the outside. Why not?
Tony's microphone etiquette is not ideal. Let's go to our final question on social media today. Thanks, Tony.
No problem, JP. Just keep me honest.
At Carnival Thomas, I doubt you watch, but who is your pick for the World Cup? It started, yesterday?
I have no idea. I did not watch us today. I was busy. I'd like to watch us. Ever since Shad bought Fulham, I've actually enjoyed learning about soccer and watching it. But I have no idea who's good on the world stage. I have no idea. Could not tell you anything about any of these teams.
Pete looks like he's a big soccer fan.
It's an awful sport to watch. I will say that. But Viva Italia! Are they even in it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Pete, you don't enjoy watching it at all?
I mean, I'll turn it on and watch somebody run up, and then the fullback kicks it and sends it all the way to the other side, and they got to run all the way back and start all over again. I just don't. I don't like the sport that much. I mean, I will watch it. I'll watch the World Cup. So I think it's intriguing, but I don't like the sport that much.
Yeah, it's grown on me. I enjoy watching it. I do enjoy watching it.
Is Italy in it, JP?
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now. I don't know.
Because we know the United States isn't winning it. So you can't. I mean, I'd love to see them win it, but I don't think they. I think they tied Wales today.
Yeah, they tied Wales today. That can't be good for us, I don't think.
All right, here are the countries that are in it. There are, 8 groups, 4 teams in each group.
32 countries.
It's a lot of countries. I don't know if we need to go through all 32.
Just look for Italy. That's all.
I don't see Italy.
Yeah, I don't think Italy made it for some reason.
Spain's in. Germany's in. Obviously.
Brazil isn't Brazil the favorite?
Brazil,
I don't know.
Usually is the favorite.
They're good. I know that.
I would think.
And
Argentina has to be pretty
people
good.
want to see Argentina win it because they'd like to see Messi win it.
Yeah.
England's in the same group with Wales and the USA and Iran.
I mean, the U.S. I mean, you know what's fascinating about soccer to me in this World Cup? I mean, how big a country is Wales? It's like a couple million people.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, but they grew up playing soccer.
I know, but how do they compete with us with 300 million plus people?
It's not a soccer.
Because when our kids become eligible to play football and baseball and basketball, they veer off and leave the soccer for everybody else. You know that.
No, I know. It's just fascinating. That's all I'm saying. I enjoy, but I'm telling you, I enjoy soccer. I enjoy watching it. I was upset. I was not upset, but I would have loved to watch it today, but I was right in the middle of stuff, so I couldn't. I think it's fun to watch.
How about Costa Rica too? I mean, how many? I bet there are less people in Costa Rica than there are. In Wales.
I bet you less in Wales.
No, Wales is less.
Think so?
I'll research right now.
Okay, great.
But imagine if we trained like the DBs in the NFL to play soccer from the time they were kids. They'd be unbelievable.
Like what if LeBron James was our goalie?
I mean, my God.
I mean, think about that. 2019, Wales
Tyreek Hill as a midfielder.
As of 2019, Wales had 3.1 million people.
Okay.
And Costa Rica, stand by.
Okay.
Costa Rica has 5.1 million.
Okay.
So 2 million more than Wales.
Okay.
Right.
Good to know. Now we know. Thanks for the social media questions today. We really dug deep on this one. We're back in a moment. We'll go around the National Football League, some highlights from the weekend, and then we'll wrap it up and get ready for week 12 coming up. No, week 11. Week 12. Week 12.
Good job, JP.
It's the bye week, man. The bye week was week 11. Week 12, the Jaguars host the Baltimore Ravens. And it's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
You're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else.
Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Hi, I'm Chef Justin Timoneri, Florida's culinary ambassador. If you've enjoyed preparing fresh from Florida recipes, then you're going to love the Fresh from Florida Club. As a member, you'll be able to search and save delicious recipes, create custom menus, and ask me your cooking questions. Each month, you'll also get a list of what's in season, so you can make your family the freshest meals possible. It's free and easy to sign up. And best of all, you'll be supporting Florida's farmers, ranchers, and fishermen. Join the club at followfreshfromflorida.com today.
The holidays are coming, and your local Ford dealer is getting the celebration started with a Black Friday sales event. Hurry in for great deals on Ford trucks or SUVs, arriving in time for the holidays. Shop big this year in the Built Ford Tough Ford F-150 truck. Or make sure you've got room for all your holiday shopping in a spacious Ford Explorer SUV with available cargo management system. Get your holidays started with Ford. Don't miss the Black Friday sales event going on now through November 30th at your local Ford dealer. Not all features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. It's Monday. J.P. Shadrick, Tony Boselli here in Jacksonville, Pete Prisco down in South Florida. The Jaguars and the Ravens coming up this week. After the bye week for the Jaguars, they'll come back home to host Baltimore. And let's go around the National Football League. The games played this week. And yesterday, the Falcons over the Bears, 27-24. The Ravens knocked off the Panthers, 13-3. The game moved to Detroit because of the massive snowstorm in western New York and Pennsylvania. 6 feet of snow, Pete? Is that right? They moved the Bills and the Browns game to Detroit.
Did you see they actually had to go get some of the players out with snowmobiles to get them to the plane?
Doug Marrone told a story similar to that some years ago when they had a similar situation when he was the coach there, and they did the same thing. They had to go get guys out of their houses, dig them literally out of the house to come play football. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that lake effect snow's no joke. I mean, it can come in and just dumps. And it's fascinating. I mean, it really is.
And it's weird because some of the towns right next door barely got any snow.
That's right.
That's right. The Bills won the game, though, 31-23. They play the Lions next week. They might as well stay, right?
Now is the
no, they went back.
Oh,
they
did
went
go
back.
I'm doing that game too.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yep. I leave for Detroit on Wednesday. I'll be having Thanksgiving dinner with the ex-Jaguar quarterback, Mr. Brunell. Him and I have dinner reservations Thursday night.
Where at?
No idea. He made them, so he's going to have to pay because he made them. It's his hometown. And then flying back Friday.
That's nice. That's a good day. Good day. Except you left your family behind. Are they not going to be up there with you?
No, Pete, we have celebrated, and I've said this every year on the show because you say the same thing every year on the show. For the last 12, 13, 15 years, however long I've been doing Westwood One, we celebrate every Friday Thanksgiving. My kids don't even know Thursday is Thanksgiving at this point because we've always celebrated on Friday.
By the way, the movement of that game actually benefited the Bills because the track was a lot faster than it would have been for their offense.
Now to the Patriots and the Jets. 5 seconds left in the fourth, and the Patriots get it done somehow.
The snap, waist high, pressure-free punt, and it's a good one, forcing Jones to backpedal right side at the 16. Stabbed left, ran it right, down the sideline, to the 40, to the 50, slants left to the 45, beats the punter to the 35-30. Marcus Jones down the middle to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown! No flag! Touchdown! Patriots!
Way to call timeout! Way to bleed the clock! And the special teams and the defense wins it for you!
That was Bob Sosi and Scott Zolak on the 98.5 Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network. Wow, that was what you were referencing earlier, Pete. Punting in the middle of the field.
Kick the ball out of bounds. That's all you have to do. Punt the ball out of bounds. Why would you punt it to the middle of the field? Whoever was responsible, and it sounded like Saleh blamed the punter, but ultimately that falls on the foot of the head coach for doing that.
Well, not if you tell him to angle it at one sideline and he doesn't execute, it's on the player, Pete.
But did they tell him, or are they just saying he told them?
I don't. Well, I mean, my guess is Brant Boyer is one of the better special teams coaches in this league. That's a fact. He has survived 3 different head coaches in New York.
I would just punt it out of bounds.
Huh?
Forget about angling. Just punt it out of bounds.
My point is, if you tell the guy to go kick it along the sideline, if it goes out of bounds, we don't care. But do not kick in the middle of the field.
Why even bother with the sideline? Kick it into the crowd.
Well, Pete, you don't want to kick it too short because then it takes one or two plays for a
not
field goal
short,
range.
but you could get a 40-yard punt to the sideline and get it out of bounds.
Well, I'm not a punter, but my guess is they said don't kick it in the middle of the field. And the kid didn't execute. I mean, that's what it sounds like. I don't know that for a fact.
That kid's people acted like he wasn't a great punt returner. That kid was a phenomenal punt returner in college at Houston.
Saints over the Rams 27-20. Lions over the Giants, and all of a sudden the Lions are winning games, Pete.
Yeah, back to the Jets real quick. What do you think of Zach Wilson's comments after the game, Tony?
Ridiculous. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not to blame, right?
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you, and you know this, Pete, for a fact. If I was in that locker room and Pete Prisco would have come up and asked me a question after we lost the game 10-3 where our defense only gave up 3 points, and if you'd have said, do you feel like you let the defense down? I'd have said, absolutely. Like, we didn't pull our weight as an offense. Well, and for Zach Wilson as the quarterback,
it's even worse.
I'm saying as an offensive lineman, I'd say, as the quarterback, to say, no, I don't feel bad, is like you're tone deaf. Do you have any idea what that message is sent into the locker room?
Right now, Robert Saleh apparently said today via reports that he's not committing to him as the starter this week.
It's wide open. He said he told Zach Wilson the job's open.
There you go. Raiders over the Broncos 22-16, and then the Dallas Cowboys dominating in the Dome in Minneapolis.
Snap back to Prescott. He's got a lot of time. Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught at the 45, 40, Pollard, 20, 10, Pollard, Uncle. 68 to Tony Pollard on 3rd and 15. Good night, nurse.
They blew him out from that point forward. 40-3 the final score. That's Brad Sham on 105.3 The Fan on the Dallas Cowboys radio network. This Cowboys team is hot right now, Tony.
Yeah, but they're still in second place in their division. behind the
They were
Eagles.
coming off a loss, by the way, to the Packers.
I mean, they got beat the week before.
But they can turn it on.
I'm not saying they can't turn it on, but they got beat with a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter to a terrible Green Bay team.
True.
I mean, let's not annoy. I mean, I know you must be hanging out with Jerry Jones, who came out today and said he thinks they can win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they can't, and they are a very good defense. Very good defense. And Micah,
they mauled Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is a stud. But I think this is more of an indictment against the Vikings of maybe not being that good of not as quite as good as their record says they are at 8-2.
I would agree with you. I
think that's what this says more than anything.
Bengals over the Steelers 37-30, and then the Chiefs and the Chargers coming down to the wire in L.A.
Mahomes takes the low snap, drops back to pass, throws to his left. He has Kelsey inside the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Kelsey, 17 yards. He's over 100 for the game, and the Chiefs retake the lead, 29-27.
And the extra point good, 30-27, inside a minute on the final touchdown. Tom McCarthy on Westwood 1, and Kelsey's pretty decent, I'd say.
Yeah, the Chiefs are good. I mean, we all know that. I think the bigger disappointment is the Chargers this year, 5-5. I mean, they're outside the playoffs picture right now. I think they're a game back of being in the wild card. And their defense is not very good. We talked about it earlier.
Sean Payton will like that. Sean Payton will like being that head coach there next year.
You think they move on from Staley after 2 years?
If they don't make the postseason, I mean that's concerning.
Well, what's concerning to me is that they've gotten worse on defense with Staley as supposedly
and he's a defensive guy, right?
Defensive mastermind.
There you have it. There's our look around the National Football League. It's Lunes Noche de Football, Monday Night Football from Mexico City, and a battle in the NFC West. The San Francisco 49ers at 5-4 look to keep pace with the Seattle Seahawks at first place in the division. They'll have to knock off the Arizona Cardinals at 4-6 without Kyler Murray working through a hamstring injury. It's 36-year-old quarterback Colt McCoy making his second straight start for the Cards. A quien tiene? Who you got?
I'm going to go with the 49ers. Although, Colt McCoy...
I'm going to give him a hand for that one.
No, it was outstanding. I didn't even know what to do with it, to be honest with you. Colt McCoy got the win last week, and I think the 49ers defense is rounding into shape. And if they're healthy, they're really good on that side of the ball. I mean, really good. And so I think the 49ers give them more than they can handle tonight.
I agree. I think they give him a beating, and here's the other thing. George Kittle will have a monster day. The Cardinals can't stop the tight end. He hasn't been great this year. He's going to have a big day tonight. Watch.
Big day tonight? Big night.
It'd be a big night, Pete. But that's okay, Pete. Don't worry. English is hard.
Spanish, English. They're in Mexico City. Okay, maybe that was the
maybe you got confused.
Say it again. Monday Night Football again.
Lunes Noche de Football.
I love it.
Yeah, see? All right, we got a couple minutes left here. Jaguars, Ravens coming up. The Thanksgiving's before that. Favorite Thanksgiving dish, quickly, Pete?
Mashed potatoes.
Tony?
Sweet potato casserole.
Turkey.
Least
dressing.
Favorite.
Well, I mean, but
cranberry sauce. I'm out.
Oh, I love cranberry sauce.
Oh, thanks.
Me too. I love cranberry sauce too.
I mean, turkey, you said side. You didn't say...
Oh, I said dish.
Oh, dish. Well, fried turkey is my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, dressing it's probably mine.
I love fried turkey.
Turkey and stuff. How about least favorite? What the hell are Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts?
I like Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. My mom used to make those on Thanksgiving. I'd say, why do you make those? Nobody eats them.
I would eat them. I would have eaten them. If I'd have been invited over.
Yeah, thanks,
I
Pete.
love Thanksgiving. There is not a side I don't like. Like my wife makes this cream corn casserole. Ooh,
boy.
Outstanding.
Wow.
Cornbread.
What about the green bean casserole? Would you eat that?
Yes.
Oh, I love
with
green
mushrooms
bean.
in it.
Love green bean casserole.
Come on now.
My wife makes cornbread stuffing. Outstanding. Sweet potato casserole, a Jello pudding. I mean, a Jello Jello casserole,
pecan pie,
a Jello
pumpkin pie.
A Jello pudding would be an interesting
Yeah, it wasn't Jello pudding. Pecan pie, apple pie, pumpkin pie,
chocolate pie,
sweet potato pie. I I mean,
you're going to get
nothing...
two. That means you're actually going to get 3 Thanksgiving dinners. You'll have one at the game. You're going to have one with Brunel, and then you're going to have one on Friday.
Well, I'll have one at the game, and I think Mark and I will probably go to like a steakhouse, is my guess.
Okay.
And then I will have a huge meal Friday, and I'll have leftovers on Sunday.
Sounds pretty good to me. Pete, have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, guys. Same to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Pete Prisco, Tony Boselli, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Too. We didn't even talk about the Ravens. Big game next week. I think we win.
A win. Lock it. Jaguars, Ravens coming up. Thank you for listening. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.